Ocular Nervosa on Twitter wants to know, how are you adjusting to a post-Waitress life?
I don't even have time to adjust per se, because I go immediately into recording more to finish my third album, and then I go into rehearsals for tour because I'm going on a world tour that starts October 10th, so it's not very much time.
Douglas Pollux on Twitter, how did you first get on American Idol? Yeah, if you have nerves, I can't, now when I watch that show, I always think, no, I don't know if I'd be able to step out there through that door. How nervous were you?
It was so scary. And it was extra scary because I wrote an original song to Simon, Randy, and Cara Diagordi, who was my judge at the time. And it was just like a super like overwhelming experience, and I kept saying, I'm gonna sing an original song, and they were like, I don't think you should do that. The producers kept saying you shouldn't do that, but that was what I had prepared, and I felt very confident that I had written something that would make me stand out from the crowd. So it was cool, and that audition, honestly, is probably what helped me get so far in the competition, because my other performances weren't that great. I wish that I could go back to that kid, because I had all these great ideas of these new arrangements I was gonna do and how I was gonna represent myself. They were very true to me, and I didn't do any of them because I was so afraid, and I was out at that time, but not to the public.
Well, you learned something. You got in and you hedged bets a little.
When I got in the car, after I got eliminated, I made a promise to myself from that moment on to never, if I get voted off something else, it will be because I was being myself. It's the worst thing ever to not get something because you were trying to be something that you weren't.
Jennifer Marin on the Larry King Now blog asks, when did you realize that you had become a star?
Oh, yikes, yeah, I don't know.
17 million downloads is a pretty good sign.
I honestly, when people stop me on the street, people always say, you're so sweet for stopping and saying hi and taking pictures and asking questions. I think that because of my career, I know a lot of people who hate doing that, but because I had to like hot glue gun and staple and scotch tape my career together. Like nothing has been handed to me. I don't have management. I don't have a record label. For me to be able to sell records and sell out tours, it was so difficult for me to do that. So for me, I see the hard work that I still have to do, and nothing has gotten easier. In fact, it's gotten progressively more difficult as each chapter goes along for me to be able to keep up the amount of content that I do and to keep stepping up the quality. So I don't feel like a superstar at all. I feel like a regular person that people, that is still hustling and will continue to keep hustling.
Amy Melrose on the Larry King Now blog. How did you and Taylor first meet?
I made a video for her called For Taylor, which was 4 of me singing a compilation medley mashup of my favorite Taylor Swift songs with a little Todrick twist. And I have 2 friends that were singing backup for her in Kansas City, and she was like, bring him to the concert. I went backstage, met her. She was so sweet. She recorded my voicemail message, and I felt like we had a bond, so I just did the most brave thing I've ever done and sent her a direct message on Twitter, because at that point she was only following like 180 people or something. And she responded within 12 minutes and shot me a text message and said, come with us to Vegas on our private jet. And then she started hanging out, coming to see me at Kinky Boots. And one day she called me on FaceTime, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in trouble. I did something. She, like, I don't know why she's calling me on FaceTime out of nowhere. And she was like curling her hair, and she was like, hey buddy, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm all right, you okay? Like, do you need anything? She was like, just calling to talk. And at that moment, I realized, like, oh, I think we're friends now. And so then the rest is history. And now I just tell her way too much information about me and the people that I date or that I'm in love with. And she listens to every single one. And somehow, amongst all of the craziness in her life, she keeps my life like organized in her mind enough to know what's going on, which I appreciate.
Swiftie, you got a good friend here. This is a good cat.
Never miss a beat. Subscribe to Larry King Now and watch new episodes every day.